What's up, Team Takeover? This is the IQWrestler here. Gonna run down the Dream Fight for Japan Bantamweight Grand Prix. It's been a long time since we've had any real good JMMA on the way. And it's almost here. May 29th, Saitama Super Arena. It's going down. Unfortunately, both on HDNet and in Japan, it's going to be tape delayed, which really struck me as very weird that Japan would have to wait to see it. So, who knows how long it will be before we actually get to see this. Could be a week or 2 weeks. All I know is I've waited long enough and I want my fucking dream and I want it right now. Can't take waiting any longer. It's the first dream show since Dynamite. And in terms of fights with potential for amazing action, you cannot ask for a much better card than this. I'll go down the Dream Bantamweight Grand Prix quarterfinals first, give my thoughts on that. The first fight is the master of the flying leg locks. I'm talking about Masakazu Imanari. He's going up against the biggest dark horse in this whole thing, in my opinion, Keisuke Fujiwara. I think Fujiwara is going to take this. Not only this, but the whole Bantamweight Grand Prix. He's very underrated, got a great record. 2 or 3 losses, I think. 12 wins. It's no secret what Imanari is going to try and do. When you fight him, he's going to try and leg lock you. And as long as you can avoid the leg locks, which is a very difficult task, but as long as you can avoid the leg locks, you're generally okay when you're fighting Imanari. And I think Fujiwara will be able to avoid the leg locks and get a decision victory here over Imanari. Even though Imanari is one of my favourites, I'm going with Fujiwara here. Next up, we have the fan favourite to win the tournament, and how could he not be? Of course, Hideo Tokoro going up against Yoshiro Maeda. How can anyone not love Tokoro? I mean, how can you not be a Tokoro fan? The guy just brings it every fight. He has a very exciting style. And I know a lot of people are picking him to win, and I would love it if he did win. But Maeda is going to be a very, very tough task for Tokoro. Maeda looked outstanding in his last fight. In Sengoku Solo fight. And standing Tokoro doesn't have much of a chance here. Stranger things have happened. But I think if it stays standing, Tokoro will probably get knocked out. Of course, if he can get it to the ground, he can absolutely win, but Maeda's no slouch on the ground either. So it's going to be tough for Tokoro to win this, I think. But I think they've given him a very tough first round opponent. I'm going to pick Maeda here by a decision as well. But I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong on that one. Then we have Kenji Osawa versus Takafumi Otsuka. This is a tough fight to call. But I think Takafumi Otsuka is better all around than Kenji Osawa. Man, it's gonna be. It could go either way, this one, I think. Anyway, but Otsuka is very tough and good on the feet, and good on the ground, and I think he'll take this by a knockout. Let's hope he wears the Manhoff skirt. And then in the final bracket, we have Darren Uenoyama versus Atsushi Yamamoto out of Crazy B. Of course, Kid Yamamoto's camp. The Bone Crusher obviously has a good chance on the ground here. And Yamamoto, he's good on the feet, but I don't think he'll be good enough to put Darren away. Darren's extremely tough and pretty serviceable on the feet himself. And on the ground, he's going to be way too much for Yamamoto. So I'm picking the Bone Crusher by a submission in this one. That's the quarterfinal round of the Dream Bantamweight tournament. That's who I think is going to do it, and I'm picking Fujiwara to win the whole thing as a dark horse. Then we got the non-tournament fights. Shinya Aoki is going up against Rich Clemente. Man, they had everyone tapped to be Aoki's opponent for this one. I mean, first it was going to be fucking Jamie Varner, and then it was going to be Antonio McKee. Then they lined up Godzilla. Then they had Tiger Mask. Then they had Kaneko Man. They had fucking everyone set to be Aoki's opponent. And finally settled on Rich Clemente. Aoki coming off a very, very impressive win over Fancy Pants, Laura Beerbomb, in Strikeforce with the neck crank. Clemente's been, buzzing around the smaller shows, and this is a really big chance for him. And is it possible he could knock out Aoki? Yeah. Is it likely? No, not really. He's going to come forward. Aoki's going to drop low, pull guard, or hit a takedown, and that's going to be it. I mean, once you hit the ground with Aoki, with Aoki, it's game over. I mean, the list of amazing ground guys that he has just totally outclassed is really, really second to none. On the ground, you really, really, really have to get lucky to beat Aoki. So I think he's going to take this by some crazy submission, I'm sure. Something that we probably haven't seen in a very long time. Something cool, I bet. Next up, we have a really interesting fight. Joachim Hellboy Hansen, one of my all-time favourite fighters. God, I love the Hellboy. Going up against Mitsuhiro Ishida. I'm not the biggest Ishida fan, to be honest. I mean, he has his moments where he has a great fight, like the fight with Kaoruno was just incredible. But then he has incredibly boring fights, like fights that make GSP look exciting, like his last fight with Ricky. So he has his moments where I really like him, and then he has his moments where I really don't like him. That said, though, Ishida is one of the better wrestlers out of all the Japanese fighters. He's very, very good wrestler. And that is obviously always where he wants to put you, on your back. And he has a good chance of doing that with Hellboy. Hellboy's takedown defense has never really been that amazing. On the feet, he will get murdered by Hellboy. Of that, I have no doubt. And off his back, Hellboy is pretty underrated, but I don't really think he will submit Ishida unless Ishida really slips up. But he doesn't have a habit of doing that too often. However, I am picking Hellboy via a knee. He's going to knee Ishida in the head as he shoots in and put him out, much like he did to Carl Uno all those years ago in K1 Heroes. That's how I'm predicting this will end. Knockout for Hellboy. I'm picking a knee. Next up we have a very interesting fight. Takeshi Lion Inoue going up against Koichiro Matsumoto. The Deep champion Matsumoto has been on an incredible roll as of late. A really impressive streak he's got going on. And has looked really good in Dream. And Lion is back on track after his very disappointing debut in Dream against Little Hercules Miyata. But Miyata makes everyone look bad, so there's really no shame in Lion losing that fight the way he did. And this is tough. This is Shudo versus Deep right here. And it's tough to pick who will prevail. I think Lion is more well-rounded of the two. On the ground, I think he has the advantage. But on the feet, Matsumoto has good skills. Lion has good power. This is a real pick-em fight for me. I'll just go with Lion. I think he has more tools. And he'll get a decision, I think. I think he really wants to erase his last performance in Dream against Miyata, and this is a good fight for him to do that in. So I'll take Lion by a decision. Next up, we have a fight that has killed me. It's the worst thing as an MMA fan when two of your absolute favourite fighters fight each other. It just kills me. It's the worst. It's Carl Uno versus Akio Wiki Nishura. This is a real tough one for me. My heart wants me to go with my boy Carl Uno, but my head says Wiki. Uno, I hate to say it, but he's on the downside of his career for sure. And Wiki is really coming up. Obviously the way for Carl to win this is to get Wiki to the ground. And he could do that. I mean, he out-wrestled Ishida. And, Ishida grapple-fucked Wiki. So Carl could do the same. Wiki, of course, has crazy stand-up. He comes in from absurd angles and out of nowhere and hits you with nuclear bombs. This is tough for me. I've got to go with my boy Carl Uno. I'm going to say he gets the submission. over Wiki. I hope I'm right, but I really don't want either guy to lose, to tell the truth. I'm such big fans of both guys, and this is sure to be a really good fight. Speaking of really good fights, this is one I've been really looking forward to. This is about as JMMA as you can get. It's going to be Kyokushin Karate as Katsunori Kikuno takes on Pro Wrestling in Daisuke Nakamura. I'm a really big fan of Kikuno, but Daisuke is just one of my favourite guys. I just did a video talking about the Dice Man, and how much I really enjoy watching him fight. But you know, he's got a tough fight here with Kikuno, and not many people are picking the Dice Man to win. Kikuno, of course, has that just crazy mummy style, and that Kyokushin Karate, and those crescent kicks. Oh man, they make Bas Rutten cringe, those crescent kicks. But that said, Daisuke has a really long reach, standing, and if he uses his reach properly and can get this to the ground, he can absolutely win. Or if he can tie Kikuno up and maybe even hit one of those beautiful flying arm bars, because of the way Kikuno stands like a mummy with his arms right out there. You know, on the ground, Kikuno can hold his own, you know. Jay-Z had a tough time with Kikuno on the ground. But I'm going to add the Dice Man here. I'm one of the few people that I know picking the Dice Man to win this, and I really hope he does. But that said, I wouldn't be too unhappy if Kikuno did win. And if Kikuno wins, it will be by decision. He's not going to knock Daisuke out. Daisuke's been knocked out once his whole career, so Kikuno's not going to finish him like that. But I'm going to go to Dice Man by submission. Yeah, armbar, of course. That's the show. That's the card. A great card for Dream to come back with after all their troubles and everything Japan's been through. You know, this is a really great card to get people's minds off it and give them some entertaining fights. I hope we don't have to wait very long to see this. I hope the tape delay is only a couple of days and not a week or whatever, but I'm really looking forward to this card. Yep. See you next time.